Martine Feipel Jean Bechameil. Hi, welcome to Lithuania, welcome to Kaunas. Kaunas, European culture capital, and as we know, Luxembourg also. Esch is the capital of culture in Europe. So now we are very close, Lithuania and Luxembourg, two small countries. And my experience, Radio of Luxembourg, something like that. So I remember from my childhood, from my youth times, radio from Luxembourg. It was like an open door to Europe, to European culture, to the freedom, because Lithuania in this time was occupied by Soviet Union. And the exhibition we are now, so it's close to the social question, social approach. So maybe can you comment in a few words?
I think in our work we always kind of question the relation we have to the world, to space, and maybe how modernity and through ideologies, architecture and technology change this relation to space and to each other, and maybe also questions the area of freedom given to us. So this is maybe something which carries along in our work. So it's the main. And I think in this exhibition we very much also looked into utopias from that and symbols that mark the 20th century and that continues shape our present and future. So.
But the images taken from the exhibition, now we see also the house, the huge one, like social campus or something like that, with the hundreds of families, and maybe it was also the utopia that it's possible to live in such a conditions what we see now.
Yeah, but I grew up in something like that, quite similar to this kind of building.
Me too.
And I don't have bad memories in a way. And the purpose of this work was during a residency we had in Paris in 2012. We start revisiting all this social housing program from the 70s around Paris, in the Paris suburbs, and we had really this impression that they were on the verge to disappear, because most of them either on the way to be renovated or completely destroyed or erased because they are too big and too monumental and too.
They became problematic
and so on. But we had this idea that we really want to propose it for some people, to propose to make them as monuments, so keep them perhaps empty, but keep them as they are, as the only and first experiment where, middle class people had a kind of monumental existence, had a very monumental existence in architecture. It was the only time. It doesn't exist today. You don't buy anymore really big social housing in Europe. It's a little bit out of fashion now. It's more like 4-storage building and so on. And we really had a love for this kind of huge program. And as you see, these towers, they are from a project we call Rytojaus, which is just behind Nanterre, in Nanterre, just behind La Défense. And they are really like
I
nice.
think they still contain, because like you said, it's really a kind of utopias, so they still contain this dream in a way, maybe even if it might be some problematics also related to it, but so we really wanted to represent them a little bit like almost ruins of modernity, and with a bit of a romantic view on it also, because like Jean says, it's real architecture monuments for middle class, for population, communitary living together, so yeah.
And the flags, so they reminds me a little bit the church, the church flags, and on another hand also the pieces of material you're using during the rebellions. because you can roll up and put some way and escape if you need just to run away.
Exactly, it's a kind of reference. It's in reference to some of the demonstration. The first, people made with their kind of, they really made themselves a kind of a flag. Very well done, very well, sew and
handmade, so really related to all these revolutions or rebellions or demonstrations or even suffragette or also the slogans. They are partly from international situationism from maybe May 68 in France, so really to speak up, and then also maybe for us the abstract colors, it's like a renewal, like coming with modernity, so new ideology.
And the content of can you translate, because I can't read in
this La folie et l'ordre du jour, it means the craziness is now the program of the moment of the day.
I agree.
And explorant le hasard, it means let's explore hazard, like how do you say? Like,
randomness.
Randomness, Enragez-vous is a very nice play with words, because you say engagez-vous, and it means go to the army and get engaged, and here it's enragez-vous, so get violent, rebel yourself. So it's playing around, turning the sense completely in the other direction. There's no ni robot ni esclave, which means neither robot nor slavery. And the last one says our main objective is the future.
I also agree.
Yes.
Or disagree. So it's very interesting when we have the two contents in one, and you can understand in different ways. So the same sentence, the same words, combination of the words.
And then it's also hanged with the tools, so it's a bit like a peasant or population taking whatever tool they have in the house and go to the street and
the tools are taken from
the sense of demonstration.
Guns, from the mother's gun.
Some of them, yes.
So when we have the breaks between the making exhibitions, so
we
you
can go to the garden
and plant and grow something.
Exactly.
No, it's very fashionable now.
And we should say something about this, because this is really specific. Just to kind of, these are the buildings we represented. So this is Lietuvos that you see here, the towers, and this is La Cité des 4000, which is, this one is being destroyed, but there's still one left. And then this is Polygonas. It's a building existing in Kaunas, outside Kaunas.
I have never seen it.
And it is, we saw this exhibition curated in the picture gallery about the radio factory of Kaunas. And we fall completely in love with this building. And this Polygonas, the people from the factory, they build it to be able to test the ons, the electric ons, vibes, or how do you call it, waves. So to do experiment, and it's still existing and it's still used today. And so we had a
crush for
this building, because it's also kind of utopian and it looks so
and it's
so special.
I'm surprised, because I have never seen this building.
They say you've been there. It's in the middle of the forest.
No, it's not in the middle of the forest. It's outside of Kaunas. It's in the rural place, but next to buildings, and it's still in use, but it might soon not be used. And so we want to do a work related to this building and to this story of also the radio factory, because I think it's a beautiful story also how, I mean, crazy how they occupied the church and etc. So for us it really goes along with these utopian buildings of un monde parfait, which means a perfect world.
Thank you for communication, because you will share the message about Lithuania and about this building, I think quite far from Lithuania.
Yes.
And thank you for discovering that you found this building.
Yes.
I will go and I will see what's inside and what they're doing. So thanks.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot.